Hello knitters, Barbara Benson here. I'm an independent knitwear designer who also likes to make videos here on my YouTube channel, Watch Barbara Knit. Make sure to check in the description notes below the video where you will find links to all of my online shenanigans, including how to get my patterns to knit up for yourself, how to join the Watch Barbara Knit Facebook group, how to support me on Patreon, and how to get my merchandise. Today, I want to chat with you a little bit about something called ease. I realize I have to make these kinds of videos when I get the same question from multiple completely unrelated people and sources. And this is a question I've had to field, strangely, in the last week or so a couple of times, and that is, what is ease? And it came up because of my recent Fave 5 video on summer weight tees that are size inclusive, because I mentioned ease. And when I mentioned ease, I realized, I was like, people are going to probably ask me about what exactly ease is. And this is specifically, what is ease when we're talking about hand knitting patterns. It is possible that the word ease means different things in different other contexts. This is simply my understanding of what ease is. And at its most basic, ease is how a garment or other type of thing, accessory, fits you. When it is something that needs to fit, like a shawl is not really going to have ease because it doesn't fit per se. But hats, socks, fingerless mitts, and garments, pants, anything like that is going to have some sort of ease. Now, if it doesn't really say anything about ease, sometimes that means it has just no ease, and sometimes it just has like the default ease. And what I mean by default ease is that socks, most of the time by default, have negative ease. And you're like, what is negative ease? And then the other term you're going to hear is positive ease. Now, just neutral ease means the thing that you have made is the exact right, essentially, circumference to fit the body part that it has been made for. The easiest terminology to use is for bust size or chest size. So if you physically, the person you're knitting for, or yourself, if you're knitting for yourself, has a 40-inch bust, that means that the garment that you are knitting is 40 inches in circumference. That is, there's no ease at all. It means it's not bigger and it's not smaller. It's exactly 40 inches. Negative ease is when the item, the garment, is actually smaller in circumference than the body part it is being created for. As I said, socks almost always have negative ease because the way they're designed is the intention is it's smaller than your actual circumference of your foot, ankle, calf, whatever, because that is what helps it cling to your foot and stay up. The brim of a hat is almost always going to have negative ease because it's intended to like clamp onto your head to keep it on that pumpkin that's sitting on top of your shoulders. So that is negative ease. And then really fitted garments will sometimes have negative ease in addition to or instead of complex shaping in the garment, so that it helps it shape your form. Shape to your form is what I meant. So it's, think about, immediately what jumps into my brain are those tight fuzzy sweaters from the 1950s. Those definitely had negative ease because they clung and they fit. When you put them on, it stretches them out so that it fits to your body. So that is negative ease, when the piece that you're making is smaller in circumference or in size than the body part is intended to fit on. Now, positive ease is the opposite. Positive ease is when the garment, the actual physical circumference of the garment, is larger than the body part that is intended to be worn on. And we're seeing a lot of positive ease in sweater design over the last year or two. So if it says the garment is intended to be worn or shown worn with 4 inches of positive ease, back to our original 40-inch bust example, that means that the garment you knit will actually have 44 inches in circumference. Your body, 40 inches, the garment, 44 inches in circumference. My apologies for not having the brain power to convert that to centimeters, but I hope you get the idea. It's just that the garment's bigger. It's looser. It is not a fitted garment, if that makes sense. And that's getting the boxy. You can have different kinds of ease on different parts of your body. As I said, like in a sweater, frequently you have extra ease through here to allow for movement. But if it's long sleeve, it'll have negative ease at the wrist because you have ribbing there to hold it onto and hold it down. Now, here is the big question. When you're picking out a sweater that is intended to be worn with either positive or negative ease, how do you decide which size you're going to make? So the first thing you need to do is read through, and it tells you whether or not it's intended to be worn with positive or negative or no ease, and decide if you agree with that, because you can choose to make it with ease. But the thing you have to look for, the important phrase, is you need to look at where the measurements for the finished garment are presented in the pattern. And it will typically say one of two things. It'll say finished garment measurements, or it'll say to fit bust size. Okay, those are two very different things. If it says to fit bust size, so it says to fit bust size 32, 36, 38, 40, 48, jump however far up. If it says to fit bust size, it has the intended ease built into the size range. So back to our 40-inch bust, if it says to fit size 40 and it's intended to be worn with 4 inches of ease, if you look at the finished measurements, it's going to say 44 inches. So what it is it's presenting you your size choices with the ease already built into it, positive or negative. If it says finished measurements, if all it's giving you is the finished measurements of the piece, and then in the text it says intended to be worn with 4 to 8 inches of positive ease, what you have to do to select your size is to take your 40-inch bust, add the number or subtract the number of inches of ease you want, and then that determines which pattern size you make. So again, it will be listed and it says 32, 34, whatever. You would pick the 44-inch one because that represents 4 inches of positive ease. So I hope this clears things up a little bit. To recap, if it says to fit bust size or to fit size, that means the ease is already included in your size choices. If your measurements are presented as finished garment measurements, that means you have to figure out which size you want based on how much ease you want. And some patterns present a fairly large ease range. I've seen ones that say intended to be worn with 4 to 12 inches of positive ease. And that's a lot. 12 inches of positive ease is a lot of ease. That means it's going to be 12 inches larger in circumference than your actual circumference. It's going to be a very, very loosely fit garment. So you need to decide as the knitter how much ease you want. Do you want this piece to fit you and like just skim and go towards the bottom edge of the ease? Do you want to knit in negative ease so it fits to your body? A lot of times what people are working on is they want something really nicely fitted with bust darts and things like that, and then you might want to look for a negative ease pattern. But right now, in the current style trends, positive ease is what you are seeing a lot of. I actually saw one that said it was like intended to be worn with 20 inches of positive ease, which is a whole lot of ease, but they're fun and big and loose. So, and it's a lot of knitting. It will take you time and occupy you and entertain you. So that is ease as it pertains to knitting patterns. I hope that made sense to y'all. If you have more questions or if that didn't really clear anything up, please let me know in the comments and I will try to come up with other ways to word it that might make a little bit more sense to you. If you have friends who are knitters who have been confused by this subject, please consider sharing this video with them, or on like Facebook groups or any knitting kind of environment you're on where you can share links, and it might help some people make some decisions on their next knitting project choices. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, click that like button, and if you would like to be notified whenever I upload any new videos, please subscribe to my channel and select notifications. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up, click that like button.